So we're paddling Swiftcurrent Lake. The water is freezing cold in this lake because, as you can see, there are glaciers and snowmelt above us.
Welcome to Swiftcurrent Lake. You can see the Many Glacier Hotel on this lake. We also saw this lake from our hike the other day, and we're going to spend the day kayaking. A new way to see Glacier National Park, a way that not many people get to experience the park. They are sitting there trying to catch some fish coming out of Swiftcurrent Creek, which is the creek that's running back behind our campground.
Oh, look at the moose.
Okay, we just saw a baby moose come through the brush right there.
Nope.
Mama is not far
the baby
behind.
The mama's right behind her. Do you see the mama?
We're
that's
good.
The mama coming out too. Do you see them?
That is a tall moose.
They are tall. They're like 6 feet tall. Look, he's licking his chops. Look, a moose in its natural habitat.
Look, it's a wild moose in its natural habitat.
So that is a cow and a calf. When talking of moose, it's cow is the female, a bull is the male. So there is a final view here of the big cow from the side view. And then if you pan right over here, you can see a beaver lodge on the edge of the water there. I was able to go to a presentation by one of my nieces, and I learned so much about beaver. They are fascinating animals that really contribute a lot to their environment. Most people probably see them as a nuisance, and for good reason. They do cause some destruction, but they also do a lot of good things for the environment. All right, so we saw a beast of a woman rowing across the lake by herself in this boat, and come to find out it's my niece Alia. All right, so we're making our way back to the inlet to grab a little lunch, a snack, something to drink, and Mama and baby are still hanging out, munching on the vegetation.
We really enjoyed getting to spend this time together as a family on the lake. We have been so glad we have our inflatable Intex kayaks. They have provided us with so many opportunities to see really cool places from a much different perspective. We had such a good time hanging out and just observing these moose. I really could have sat there all day. Watching these amazing animals in their home was a special treat. Sorry for the crazy video here. Caroline was on the camera and there was so much to look at, it was tough to keep an eye on the screen. She caught some really fun footage though, so we hope that you enjoy it.
So here's our lunch stop. The moose is over there still munching. I don't know where the baby went. We weren't even paying attention to her, but she's not happy.
I'm gonna leave my water bottle right here.
Oh, it's because baby's coming out too.
Oh, fish? Oh.
It was about this time, as Mama Moose was crossing Swiftcurrent Creek, that we decided lunch should probably come to a close and we should leave these two alone in their vegetative buffet. We didn't want to disturb them, but we also didn't want to be seen as a threat to that mama and her feel like she needed to run us off. We got back on the water and paddled some more with my sister before she had to take off. It was so fun to be in this beautiful place, being shown around by my sister in her backyard. It's not every day you get these special opportunities, and I was glad to take advantage of this one. These mergansers were interesting to watch as well. They didn't really like for us to get too close, and they would run across the top of the water just to get away from us. This was a decision that probably took longer than it should have, but it ended up for the best. After my sister left, it was time for our family to make the difficult decision: who was going to take the walk over to Lake Josephine and run the river back to Swiftcurrent Lake.
All right, so we're making our way over to the opposite end from the hotel of Swiftcurrent Lake. We're going to take out at that dock, and some of us are going to portage, carry our kayaks over to Lake Josephine, and then over here on this side is a spot where the river runs from Lake Josephine into Swiftcurrent Lake, and so we're going to run that little river in between the two and see how it goes. Not sure yet who exactly is going to go with me, but I'm going. All right, so you can see the dark line in the rock over there, kind of to the right. And you see a little outcropping of what looks like snow pointing into the dark layer of rock. And so what you see there, and we've probably shown it in other parts of the video, maybe not, what you see there is Salamander Glacier. And it starts there and goes back to the right a pretty significant distance. And that's one of the larger glaciers here in the park. I believe it's the kind of signature of the Many Glacier side. And then you see up to the left of that, there's one that is kind of, if you could see the whole thing, it's kind of a football shape with a crack in that right side pointing toward Salamander Glacier. That's also an area of snow that is there year after year. What I've been told is that with the size of it does not qualify it to be an actual glacier, although by all other measures it is indeed a glacier. So pretty cool little spot we're at here. We're in Lake Josephine. If you remember on Swiftcurrent, there were a lot of other boats. Lake Josephine, there is the Morning Eagle and the 3 Kilgore tribal boats. Okay, so you should be able to see over there at the base of the mountain, just before it gets to the lake, some people walking along a trail. And that is part of the Grinnell Glacier trail. And that's part of the trail that we did the other day, where it's not open all the way. You can't go all the way to the glacier, but we went as far as we could, and a really nice hike, a lot of fun. I think we ended up doing just over 7 miles on that trail. A fantastic trail with just epic views. What we're seeing from below, on that trail you end up seeing from not all the way above, but you get a bird's eye view of Lake Josephine, whereas we're getting kind of the duck eye view. Hashtag dad joke. All right, we're now on the creek in between Lake Josephine and Swiftcurrent Lake, and a nice relaxing little float. the first time we've had some current to help push us, which is nice. It's very shallow in between the two lakes, but we have not drugged the bottom yet, so that's good. That bodes well for the boats behind us, because they surely don't weigh as much as I do. And we're following this little merganser family. You can see it on the left shoreline. I don't know if you can see or not. There's a mama and two little babies. Oh, there's the babies. Can you see them? They look like little puppy dogs. I hope you can see that. I know. I hope you can see those little ducklings, merganserlings. See this? I'm not paddling.
Anybody else drag their skeg back there?
Nope.
Oh, our skeg possibly maybe.
No, it wasn't.
Oh gosh. Yo, dude. This is cool.
It's fun, huh?
Uh-huh.
This is the kind of thing that I like to do, where you don't have to work quite so hard to get the mileage. Is
Pulling back.
that fun?
Uh-huh.
You see, you need to kind of aim. Do you see the rock
I like
that's...
this. Hey, grab over there.
Oh, you hit it.
Can our skeg come off?
I don't know. Nope, sounds like it's still there.
Hey, y'all be careful.
We drug a little bit.
They hit.
Come on.
Is that fun?
That was more what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Except for I was thinking a little bit. Yeah.
I might lay back in your lap here in a second.
Hey, come on. I think Daddy's gonna have to duck, y'all. Duck, 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 duck. Go on, Papa.
All right, turn around to them.
Oh my God, it's good. I think. Daddy had to lay back in my
I know.
in my lap.
Good job. And then it spins you around cool too.
It was fun.
Ooh,
That was so fun. Wait, Daddy.
All right, and we're back to Swifftcurrent Lake.
We are?
Yeah.
I'll clap.
Are you glad we did it? All right, good. There's a couple rocks right here. You just need to go in between them.
Oh, don't go right there. Y'all don't go right there. Gosh. I had to dodge that quick.
All right, and we are back to Swifftcurrent Lake.
Question.
Yeah.
Why didn't we just paddle right here?
What do you mean?
Why didn't we just paddle into here?
Because we wouldn't have been able to do the rapids. Okay, there's a merganser. They're pretty skittish. And this is as close as we've been to one the whole time we've been paddling. Super pretty ducks. Maybe I'll throw in a close-up photo of one here where you can see what they're like from close up. Okay, so you can see the Many Glacier Hotel. We're making our way back to the boat ramp. We had an absolute blast shooting the little mini rapids. Class 0.5, I'm gonna call them.
Well, we hope that you have enjoyed this tour of Swiftcurrent Lake and Lake Josephine. We had a blast and would highly recommend this to any and everyone. Please take a moment to like this video, and it would help us out if you'd subscribe to our channel. We'll have one more episode in the 3-part Glacier National Park series. That video will include going to the Sun Road as well as some fun wildlife that we saw while in the park.